Greetings, fellow Gravewalkers, and welcome back to another video. Today, we will be going over 5 more cool titles in Shadow of War as a sequel to 10 cool titles. So, let's get into it.
Stop it! Stop it! You hear me? Stop it. Just stop it.
Minding the fact that Gash here is minorly insane, the first title on this list is The Dead Killer. This title is not once per playthrough and can be gotten by random promotion and random orcs. This guy has a really unique name, and I almost wonder how being a dead killer works, unless it means he hunts down undead revenants, which I guess I could see. I don't want to definitively say this, as I don't 100% know, but I have reason to believe that the Dead Killer is also always Terror Tribe, considering the 5 of them that I have of different classes are all Terror Tribe. So, don't take it as 100% fact, but I do believe they are always Terror Tribe. I also have to put this clip in here because it made me die laughing when it happened, because glitchiness. Now, talking about their appearance, the Dead Killer will very often spawn with the classic Urukai helmet, which I just love, for the record. Like, I wish more orcs would spawn with the classic Urukai helmet. Whenever I see a grunt that has one, I try to get them promoted, because just look how nice that is. Beyond that, they'll often have the skulls mounted on their armor, and if you get one that is a defender, they'll sometimes have the, shield with the dead body on it that, the Manhunter and the Ranger Killer will sometimes have. So, I guess that improves the whole Dead Killer name, because it's just cool. For the record, this guy is also a Pretender decoy, and he looks absolutely perfect, but he's got a fear of execution, which kinda makes him useless, because if I put him in an online fort, I mean, he'll definitely look dapper, but he will not live very long.
So dedicated to categories, should be more concerned with guarding camp.
Next, we have the Destroyer / the Blast, which kinda complicates things. So the Destroyer can be on both Orcs and Ologs. The most famous Destroyer, at least on this channel, is definitely Lamlug, as he's quite literally my channel icon, so, you know, here's a hello from Lamlug. The Destroyers will always be Machine Destroyers, not super surprising, and they'll have a penchant for fire. The Ologs will always spawn with the Flamethrower, which makes a ton of sense. The Blast is an Olog-specific title that will always spawn with the Flamethrower. So basically, it's the only Olog version of the Destroyer. And they will also spawn as Machine Destroyers. Again, surprising no one. Of course, with the close-up, I have to talk about how Destroyers will often have this Balrog shoulder pad that looks just absolutely awesome, and these shoulder pads will change on both Orcs and Ologs to the color of their war paint, and when they lack it, they will just show in Bright Lord Blue or Sauron Red. Which, I mean, just look at that, that's awesome. Destroyers will also have a Balrog painted on their chest piece, though he might be hard to tell because he's got that giant bandolier of explosives. He's also got a smile that would make a crocodile blush, and, that's just funny.
You! Surprised to see me, I think.
I'm actually just gonna throw this in there because I thought about it while making this. Does anyone know where Lamlug came from? Because, I mean, I got him from an online siege, but I've seen him in so many sieges that I know it wasn't the original owner of Lamlug, so, like, where did Lamlug come from? Is he just a lost puppy at this point who can't find his original master? Because that kind of seems like what it is.
Consider yourself fortunate I've decided not to torture you first. Hey! Hope it's not an inconvenience, us dropping by to massacre you lot.
Next up is the Pureblood Olog, aka the Speciest Olog, as these Ologs hate anyone who isn't from Mordor, which means that when you meet them, you'll get title-specific dialogue, which is amazing, and I think we all can agree we love title-specific dialogue. This specific Pureblood Olog was the one I got during the Purple Ologs video, and I would admit he's probably the best one I got. So if you want to see me create him, go check that video out. It was actually really fun to do. Apart from that, he's also a machine tribe, meaning his normally gray armor is dyed orange, and that includes the Manhunter/Ranger Killer mask that he wears, which is really cool. As you can see, he's got a flamethrower and a pretty sick shoulder pad to boot. But sadly, he's a tank and not a destroyer, meaning no Balrog. Here's a close-up of his dapper mask. As you can see, it's in a copper color instead of the normal black steel. And he's got his hood up, as all Pureblood Ologs do. The Pureblood is also one of the only 2 Olog titles that can have this mask, the only other one being the Black Elm. Here's the Pureblood's mask on any other tribe besides the Machine tribe. As you can see, it's just a larger version of the Manhunter mask. I also noticed while getting the screenshots and stuff that Ologs only have 4 fingers. I don't know how I never noticed that, but I don't know how to feel about it.
Hello? Wake up! He's there! If you want me, you've got to catch me first.
Major Look! Tracked you down. Now it's time to put you down.
For number 4, we have one very similar to the Black Blade from part 1, that being the Death Blade. These guys will very often spawn as legendary cursed orcs, and mine is part of the Dark Tribe, and I think they're always Dark Tribe. Mine spawned with the Beheader Grim / Executioner helmet, which is a really cool helmet. I don't think it's as cool as the Horned Lord / Destroyer helmet, but it is a really, really cool helmet.
He's taken over!
Here's a frontal view, and as you can see, he's got a very unique profile. He's got those chunky spiked shoulder pads, which look really nice, with the Grim / Executioner helmet, and he's got those kunai looking things strapped around the meaty parts of his arm. The dark gauntlets are a nice touch, though I do wish he had a different chest piece. Much like with the Black Blade, you can assume that his title references his weapon, which I believe he'd call his Death Blade. This sword shares the exact same model as the Stormbringer and Black Blade's swords, of which they take inspiration from the Darkest Sword, the Sword of Horrors, and the Ringwraith version of Urfeel, of which all those swords have the same model, just with different color palettes. By the way, the Darkest Sword and Urfeel are the same color palette, it's just the Sword of Horrors is a slightly grayer color. More on that coming in the All Legendary Gear Sets video.
We're taking control of this road, boys. I want every last one of these dogs put down.
I am here. Do you expect?
And lastly on this list, we have the Of the Black Gate, and I'm sure most of you are familiar with this guy for one reason or another. These guys will often spawn with the Fanatical / Dreamer helmet, which I love, by the way. I think it looks amazing. This one here is, he's pretty cool looking. He's got war paint, and he uses 2 Gondorian swords, which is normal for the Black Gate. He's one of the few titles that spawns with them commonly. And as you can see, mine's nothing to scoff at as he, like, beats that orc up.
Who said you could kill him? I had a claim on that maggot's life! Well now, I've got one on yours! You don't deserve mine!
As you saw by him killing that Olog, the dual human swords look really cool on him. And I got very lucky because he's a Warmonger commander, and as you can obviously hear by the slashing sound and the fact that he uses both swords, he is a savage, which just makes him even better. He's got the Warmonger gauntlets on, which I think are probably the best looking gauntlets in the entire game. And he's got that shoulder pad that I don't know if it's a Warmonger thing or a commander thing. And I love that he's got the Warmonger tunic thing around his waist. Though I do wish he had slightly more armor, I also like that he's got black war paint all over him, because it helps fill in those gaps. Here's his back while he's got both of his weapons put away, and as you can see, they look amazing. Honestly, I think orcs that use 1 or even 2 human swords are some of the coolest in the entire game. As for cool lore stuff, as this orc's name says, he's from the Black Gate, and will even open fighting with you with lines like, "Remember the Black Gate," and bringing up stuff that happened in Shadow of Mordor, like the death of Talion's family. This possibly means that the Black Gate is even one of the orcs standing around gawking as the Black Hand executes Talion's family, which kinda means that him and the Black Gate have a bit of a personal connection, and it kinda just feels right to have him in your army. All around, I think the Black Gate is an awesome title, awesome lore, and I mean, do I really need to continue to talk about those swords? Seriously, they look great. All around, I love this orc, and I do mean this specific one, because his style is immaculate. He's just so dapper. And that brings us to the end of this video. This was a shorter one to kind of hold off till I'm done with the all legendary gear sets, whether or not I have the Hammer of War, because at this point I'm getting too impatient with it, and I'm just gonna do that video. So, if you did enjoy this video, don't forget to hit a like button. It really tells me that you like the video. And if you like what I do and you want more of it, consider subscribing. With that, I will see you all next time.